Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Finally, a senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. And remember, no matter who you are a valid thumbs up for that. It is indeed a brand new day. I have not been out for walkies, and it is 10:30. Now, I had set my alarm for 7:30 because I thought I had an appointment at 9:45. Then I double-checked real quick. No, 10:45. So then I really double-checked. 11:45. Oh my god. So I still have over an hour to go. Thumbs up for that. So I got up early. Well, I mean, when I say I got up early, I got out of bed at 7:30. And for me, that's actually late. But I wanted to get some sleep because of late, I have had horrible insomnia. I didn't get great sleep, but I got some. That's a good thing. But oy vey, having that thing happen, with that thing being 9:45 to 10:45 to 11:45. I've checked it a couple different times now to make sure it's 11:45 and then I'm reading it right. Luckily I am. Thumbs up. The only really big thing that I've got to talk about here is something that I've been trying to remember for over a week now. I was trying to think of what it would be like this was just an idle thing as I was walking. Not a great project, but it struck me with my sense of humor. You're a game master or like a solo RPG player, whatever, talking about something that happened. And so you've got the crypt of the hyperbolic princess talking about how, oh my god, there are a million fights to get through it, and it lasted just forever. Then, of course, there's the crypt of the ironic prince. And oh, that was fun, because yeah, we were really prepared properly for that battle. So, hopefully you get the humor in that, because it ruins humor to explain it. But, yeah, hyperbole and irony. Thumbs up for that. Past that, I have just been trying to keep my settings clear in my head, to try and extrapolate further on various thoughts and thinkings on them. I have been thinking of various characters and situations. I have mentioned that on the inside-outside razor's edge, where the outside is where we are, our universe is the outside. The inside is a second universe within our enclosed area where a universe can be, within the multiverse. And we are part of a conjoined universe within this particular set. And there is an absurd amount of creative energy within the inside. There are extra-universal energies because of the cosmic horrors that flow throughout the multiverse. And most universes get maybe a thimbleful of this external energy. Relative. Just a thimbleful. The inside had the functional equivalent of 10 Olympic-sized swimming pools poured into it. And being a failing universe that needed to hook up in a conjoined fashion with another universe or it would have failed. Which happens all the time. This was just a lucky situation. But all of that creative energy goes flowing outward from the inside to the outside. There's energy that flows back inward, and there are people that can travel between the two universes because of their extra universal chromosomal set, which allows you to travel via glamours, which is just, you can hook on to a point mentally and then travel there by walking or however you can travel. But between these spots are razor's edges, and the razor's edge that I like to write about is the Apple Rock razor's edge, so called because of, well, it's the Apple Rock layer, and within that there is the town of Apple Rock with Apple Rock Mountain, because up in a clearing on the mountain is Apple Rock. It looks like a gigantic granny rock apple. Except, of course, that's just the hibernating form of the kaiju, where every 5 or 6 years it comes rampaging down through Apple Rock, the town, destroying and eating. But, try and remember what I was even talking about. I know the inside-outside razor's edge. There we go. With the various situations, we have the outside. Then there is the razor's edge where all this energy pours through with the kaiju there. And on the inside, there is there are 3 different major places that you can go to from the razor's edge if you do not have a very strong sense of this. If your sense that using the glamours is not powerful, then you are limited in the amount of things that you can travel with. To go from the razor's edge to the inside, you pass through the crossroads where there are 3 major exits that you can go through. There's to the Crimson Kingdom, there is to the Pale Domain, and there is the Association of Sovereign Free States. These are just a bunch of lunatics. The Pale Domain is ruled over by the Pale King, who is a Gakiri, a human being who has gone up in power. There is Gokura, us, which is numberless prey. Then if you step upward, Gakire, small predator, Gakiri, predator, Gakiru, armored predator. Then there was Gakira, most powerful, but Dread Amaterasu, mother of all, the mother of all 12 of the cosmic horrors. She is such a powerful being that within our multiverse she has warped reality so that instead of a category of most powerful, like, how can you say they're a category of most powerful? It's like the best. Categories of products that are the best. This is just a category of those are the most powerful, but she is so powerful that Gekira refers only to her and not anybody else. Until she passes on, of course, but that's going to be some time. And as a cosmic horror of such dimensions that we cannot see or comprehend, one of the best ways to imagine what she looks like is like both a gigantic, like egg-laying wasp, or a gigantic maggot crawling through wet tunnels. But none of these are true, of course, because we can't comprehend what she would even look like. We are 3+1 creatures. We have 3 dimensional, physical dimensional attributes: length, width, depth, and 1 time sense. Anything past that, we cannot understand or comprehend. And she is way more than a 3+1 creature. But then, most things are. We're low base, our relationship, our reality. But anyway. I drank some tea and now my tummy is like, oh joy. But, point being, I was trying to talk about some of the other characters. On the inside, there is the King in Crimson with the Crimson Kingdom. 1,114 years prior to the events in the story that I'm trying to tell, the King in Crimson declared Year Zero Common Era by striking the first part and setting in motion the construction of the Crimson Kingdom. And from getting his armies together and securing the place to build it to right now, it has gone from him, them, and their armies to it is a kingdom of well over 20 million people. 4 different boroughs, the east, north, west, and southern boroughs, each of which has between 4.5 and 5 million people working within it. The Crimson Kingdom, the King in Crimson, lives and governs within Red Palace within the Central District, the center point of the city. They're constructing the northeast, the northwest, southeast, and southwest west boroughs right now. And they've just been doing stuff that way. In some ways, they are ahead of us. Their like cell phone, mobile phone technology puts us out of the water. Their computer systems, there's no way that our systems could even catch up to being behind in some others and comparable in others. It is a kingdom that has none of the evolutionary pressures that our societies have had. They haven't had the rise and fall of the same religions. They have not had the rise and fall of the same types of civilizations. They have not had the same rise and fall of the types of environment. So it is a completely different kind of city. But for those people here on the outside that have glamours, where their extra universal chromosomal set for the inside is active, so they can use glamours, they can travel through the doors that travel through razor's edges to the inside. Each door goes to a different island on the inside, because the inside is a gigantic ocean of infinite possibility and potential. And each of these razor's edges travels into a different island. And in Brookerton, South Carolina, has one of the biggest doors to one of the biggest razor's edges, the Apple Rock one, at least in the United States. And in Brookerton, South Carolina, there are very, very, very few people that know that 1,500 kilometers away there is a dark and malevolent, fallen and chained god of death and destruction, which of course is the kaiju. Within the razor's edge, the kaiju is God. Outside of the razor's edge, the kaiju will not go, because on the inside there are any number of creative, powerful creatures that can take the kaiju apart should it come out of the razor's edge, out of its lair. But if any of those powerful beings went into the razor's edge to take on the kaiju would simply stomp on them, hold them down, and then eat them alive as they screamed in terror and agony. The kaiju within the confines of the razor's edge is unstoppable. But the King in Crimson is a really good individual. They have a vast love and empathy for the human race. They are far above us, but they still want to bring us upward. And within the confines of the inside and in the Crimson Kingdom, they are doing their best to fast track the human race into something far beyond what we are now. And in a couple thousand years, they will have done so. The King in Crimson only has a limited potential, and they will eventually reach that potential and then be capped. But the potential of places like peoples like the human beings, we will be able in time to go well past that. They are trying to bring us up with them as fast as they can so that we can keep going. Now the Pale King in the Pale Domain, again, that is a Kakiri, which is a human being who has gone up in power, and the King in Crimson is a powerful being. There is another being, Utak, that lives within transitional spaces and is an ambush predator. They live within the crossroads. They devour a certain type of human being. And if you're not that kind of human being, you're fine. They lay webs and traps to bring that kind of person inward to their lair. But they have reached emotional and physical maturity and discovered within them a need for peer interaction. They have none otherwise. They've just come to full maturity fairly recently, and they discover the King in Crimson. It's an antagonistic relationship at first, but in time it becomes actual friendship, because Utak, that being, craves and needs peer interaction, and the only being that's a peer that they can interact with is the King in Crimson. Now, if they wanted to, they could roll over the entire king in crimson in the Crimson Kingdom, but they're an ambush predator with absolutely zero ideas beyond keeping up their lair and such. They have no colonialistic ideas. And they also know that they could not interact with the Pale King as a peer, because Utok, within the confines of the stories, is just an incredibly, horrifically, savagely sarcastic SOB, and just a total douche canoe. And they would not be able to stop from poking the bear. And the Pale King is a powerful enough being that just as Utok could roll over the entirety of the Crimson Kingdom, so too could the Pale King just crush Utok. So Utok does not interact with them because they would not be able to help themselves from just doing stuff that they would regret. So they stay away from the Pale King, and they've only got the Crimson, the King in Crimson, to deal with. Which, again, in time, turns into actual friendship. That air of antagonistic, that was not even English, that air of antagonism will never go fully away. Because, again, Utok is a douche canoe. But it falls away quite strongly. You see, one of the things that Utok has that can really drive everyone crazy is they just have to look at you. And they know exactly what buttons to press. They effectively have a meter that they can watch, like a frustration meter, that they can go, oh, let's push them all the way up. And just dial that up to your maximum -1 tick. And they can keep you there so that you can't think, but you're not to the point you're going to walk away yet, but you're not getting anything done. You're on the fine edge of being just driven insane. And Utok loves that. They love that. But that's Utok. Yay, and the King in Crimson, and within the Crimson Kingdom, on the inside. Yay, thumbs up. Tomorrow I'll talk about Grumper's Toad, because the story of Grumper's Toad, it actually is one of those stories that I've concocted that it makes me cry. One of the reasons I discovered is it's a parallel to my wife's death. And hey, if you could like, comment, share, subscribe, that would be very, very cool. Making sure, of course, to share only with people that you think would like to watch an old man yammer on incomprehensibly about thoroughly inane subjects. Thumbs up. Thank you. Appreciate it. And hey, if you're a Patreon patron, if you could do nothing at all except continue being the beautiful and awesome people you are. I don't know what I was thinking of when I started that one. But you are beautiful and awesome people. Thank you so much. You take me from a hurting monkey to a not quite so hurting monkey. And I appreciate that. I'm an American, and especially in the next 4 years, as the economy crashes, it's gonna hurt. So thank you. It is appreciated. If you've left me a comment, thumbs up and thank you. You too are beautiful and awesome in your own way. I read every comment that YouTube shows me. I thumbs up and heart each one that YouTube allows, and I answer as many as my nerve compression will let me, which isn't as many as I would like, but at least I try. Thumbs up for that. So remember, all of you, whether or not you are a Patreon or a commenter, if you're just watching, you too are beautiful and awesome. Well, I am going to go to physical therapy. I gotta leave here in a half hour to make it to physical therapy. Oh boy. And then I'm gonna come back and do what I can. I've been playing a million games, nothing a greatly in-depth, but leaping in an ADHD way from game to game to game. But I'm gonna do my best to try and take care of myself physically and mentally. Hopefully you will take care of yourself physically and mentally, and I hope that you can get done the things that you would like to get done. If not, please do not beat yourself up. That will not help you get it done better next time. Boy, I had trouble speaking English there for a moment. And you deserve better. So, until we meet again, you take care. have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very, very good thing. Hokey smokerama. I can see that things, I tried to adjust things on my camera up there, and part of the stuff I put up there to be seen didn't show up in camera. How disappointing. Anyway, though, hopefully your day is awesome and wonderful and beautiful, and it's, when I'm recording this, it is a Friday. So, thumbs up.